Okay, so this is the first tour of the serial crafting basement slash area. So remember, this is a judge-free zone, okay? So some of this stuff was set up last summer, and I've been waiting this whole school year to rearrange, and now I've got the plan. So this is a before. I'm going to show you the entire basement, which is now mine, to do all of my serial crafting and my setup and all that. So I'm going to show you what I have here, and then I'm going to show you, I'll explain what the plan is to have the finished product. And it's pretty much going to take me all summer. I've got 8 weeks, and it's probably going to take me the whole time to get this rearranged the way I want to. So I'm going to start on one side of the basement. This is the unfinished side. So this area here for right now is mostly, there's some scraps of fabric in some of these drawers and some miscellaneous sewing notions. And so that's basically what we've got here. Most of the stickers are labeled of what they are. Some of them are not exactly what they are, but that's okay. You know, as I go through, they will be culled through, and I got a plan to downsize a lot of this stuff. This is my digital heat FX. So this is my full color transfer printer that I am going to sell because I don't use it enough, and I just don't do as much shirt making as I thought I was going to, and so I'm going to go ahead and cash in on what I can get out of that, and someone else will be able to use it much more than I will and get more enjoyment or make a side business or whatever out of it. So that one will be going up on eBay soon. This other side here is also mostly cuts of fabric and sewing notions. So all of this stuff is going to move to another area eventually. This is just a bunch of peanuts that we have that we're going to use when we start shipping out our sewing machines. And so that's what most of this is. All right, so moving into the next section. This is like the mobile station where all of our little tools are going to be, because we have a collection of vintage sewing machines that are in various states of repair or disrepair that we are going to be working on cleaning, restoring, and getting them in working order. And this area here will be our work area for repairing all the sewing machines. So this might be a little ways before we get to operation, right? Because I am going back to school next year. And so we may have to actually wait until next summer before we're in full production on the sewing machine repair. So there's sewing machines here, and then you can see there's all these sewing machines here. Most of them have cases, and some of them are completely not functioning, but most of them are in at least partially functioning, and so we have to just get one at a time, restore them, and then we're going to resell them. All right, and so that's going to stay. This is going to stay where it is. We're just going to clean up that area and make that ready for us to be able to work at a workstation. Okay, so this is some overflow of the fabric. I used to have a fabric shop, and so when I closed the fabric shop several years ago, I just took all of my inventory with me and meant to put it up on Etsy, and most of it never made it up on Etsy. And so I need to just sell it at pennies on the dollar pretty much, so that I can just get rid of it, because I don't plan on continuing to buy and resell fabric. I just need to get rid of the fabric that I have. All of this fabric here, except for that's tulle, that's for tutu making, but all of this fabric and the fabric you're going to see in the next room is going to end up being in that place where we just saw in the beginning, where the notions and stuff is. So all the sewing notions and all those cubes in there are going to move out, and all the fabric is going to move back over to that section. Everything that I'm planning on getting rid of and not replacing is going to end up in this area, this unfinished basement area. So that way the rest of it can be set up the way that it's going to be run all the time. So you can see these are mostly like knits, and there's some fleeces over there. There's that's mostly canvas fabric, and just miscellaneous. And like I said, that's tulle. That is my old PE 770 that's just dirty. It's still working, but it just needs to be cleaned up and, you know, tuned up. And so I'm just going to start using that for my embroidery if I ever do any embroidery just for my own hobbies. This is going to be like the tool section. Also, it's probably going to go on the other side so that we can use that when we're fixing up our sewing machines. This is my really nice fancy shirt press, so that is going to end up being moved into the finished part of the basement in a minute, and I'll show you where that's going to end up living. We will be producing shirts eventually. This is these are also vintage machines here, but this, like, there's one right there, and then this whole section, what do you call these shelves, is our featherweights. And so I've got one over there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It looks like I've got 11 featherweights. I think that's all of my featherweight collection. So those are going to bring in the big bucks when I get those all running and ready to go. All right, so that's the whole that is the whole unfinished basement area. Oops, I don't want to do that yet. All right, now let's go to the finished area. Again, this is a mess, okay? Like some of this is set up, but for the most part, it has been thrown down here and just waiting for me. All right, so this is a Trofast from IKEA section. It's got a bunch of it's basically all of my snaps, my cam snaps and my cam hardware for snaps and rivets and things like that. And so I don't know where that's going to end up, but it'll probably end up somewhere else. These mattresses are going to go. This was the extra bedding from our guest room that when the grandkids come over and whoever was happened to be living here. So we're going to figure out where we're going to store those and get rid of those. The rest of the fabric is over here on this wall. Underneath here is Fisher-Price toys and pieces. So these are vintage Fisher-Price toys. And then on the top, as you can see, are Fisher-Price Little People and little pieces. And then these are going to be these are the bases here that I've collected, and those are also going to be cleaned up and sold. And I don't think I'm going to be turning those around. Like, I don't think I'm going to turn it into a business. It's just those are toys that I've collected over time, and you know, I'm just going to sell them off, cash them in, and get them out of here. So this is the last of the fabric. It actually goes all the way down to the floor. You can't see, but this is mostly quilting fabric here. And so that's going to be pictured and sold, cut, folded, packed, all that over the summer. But until it gets sold, all of these fabrics are going to move out to that first unfinished area. All right, this is just overflow of like just junk and boxed up stuff and things that I'm going to use to set everything up. So a lot of this is just a work in progress. So it's just got to be cleaned up, straightened up, and then extra stuff has got to be, it's just got to be culled through, basically. So let's move around here and try not to move too fast. This is what this room is going to end up being is the shirt making area. So I'm going to have my embroidery machine in here. I'm going to have my vinyl cutter in here. I'm going to have my t-shirt press in here. And so all of the pressing and machines are going to be on this table, and all of around the walls and stuff is going to be the embroidery machine and all the vinyl and, you know, all the shirt making stuff. Right now it's set up as if it was going to be a cutting table. So, and you can see all the junk that got moved on here as I was trying to reorganize and, you know, figure out where everything was going. And then I just had to kind of stop so I could go back to work. As of right now, I have a bunch of sewing notions that what I'm going to do is like start making goodie boxes and just selling them like surprise goodie boxes full of a bunch of notions for really, really cheap, just to get rid of a lot of the extra notions that I have. This is just a calyx, or it might be a Better Homes and Gardens, but anyway, I put that on, and it's on casters, so it is the end of the table there, so the whole thing rolls if I needed to, but I don't plan on really rolling it anywhere. There's another calyx unit there. Through there is my long rolls of waterproof canvas for bag making. There's some other toys here that are in various areas. I'm going to put those together and put sets together so I can sell them. This is my my budding collection of handbag vinyl, like printed, custom printed vinyl, and I would like to make some handbags. Of course, I am, I'd like to do a lot of things, but work always seems to get in the way. There's some fabric over there that needs to be moved somewhere else. There are some, I don't know what they're called, SCADIS or SCOTUS or SCADIS, but anyway, they're pegboards from IKEA, so they need to be set up and put on walls somewhere. Let's move into the next room. All right, this is like the giant central crafting room. Okay, so again, a lot of things are going to be moved around and set up like officially properly. This is my vinyl cutter. So the vinyl cutter is going to end up being in this room because my t-shirt station is going to be in the room we just came from. So that vinyl cutter is going to move. We will make use of these rolling carts better than what we have now. A lot of stuff is still boxed and never really came out of the boxes because I never got completely to where I could unpack everything and begin to start working. I have a cover stitch machine right there that has never been out of the box, and I've never used it, and I probably never will, so I probably will end up selling that. I was really big into making clothes for a while, and I felt like I just had to have a cover stitch machine, and then life got in the way. This is going to be my sewing area, and it's already set up to be that, but it's just not finished. Like I got the furniture set up, so we got my tables over here, in my little chair there, and I've got my SCADIS pegboard over there, but there's not really anything in it except for more pegboard accessories. And so once that gets filled up properly, then that will be a proper sewing station. As you can see, my grandson found my toys and came over here and played with them and then left them there. So, those old-fashioned Fisher-Price toys, the kids still love them. So I have more Trofast over here that's going to end up being filled up. Right now they're empty, so they're going to end up having like handbag stuff, sewing stuff. There'll be different ones set up for different items. So this whole room here is just going to be a sewing room. So it'll be sewing clothes, sewing diapers, sewing tutus. And so I will set everything up in this room to have it ready for that. These are blank t-shirts. So these are boxes of t-shirts by sizes, and I've been starting to pull some of them out because I had people that needed t-shirts, and so I went through to just get them some blanks. My daughter went to camp. She needed like 5 t-shirts, so we had to get her some shirts. Those will end up in the shirt making room, set up in a certain way, so those will be ready for shirt making. This is another cutting table hack setup. As you can see, it's already on wheels and everything. So this is a Calyx way back when they had them in blue and pretty pink colors, and I bought them then. It's been years ago. So this is going to be a cutting table, and it's obviously going to be cleared off. This is going to be a work table. This is a table from Home Depot that is, you can dial it up and it can go up and down, and so that's going to be the table that I use to make my overhead tutorials. Over here is more cubes for like it's bag making supplies, embroidery supplies, some sewing notions and things like that. So those are going to also be moved around and just organized in a little bit better way. I know it looks like just a bunch of crap and a bunch of mess, and which is kind of what it feels like right now, but this is why I'm giving myself all 8 weeks to get it straightened up. I cannot wait to show you the after pictures. Again, some more Trofast. That's going to be more bag making supplies. And then these boxes are just a bunch of different sewing things. So some things are going to get sold, some things are going to get organized, and some things are going to get used. So more bag making hardware and things like that. I got a new 1034D Brother, what's it called? An overlock machine. And a serger, which I had one and it got dropped and broken, and I really liked the that brand and that model, so I just got another one just like it. So I already know that that one's going to be a good one. I just haven't had taken out of the box yet. Most of my new sewing machines I bought and did not get to sew them because I had to go back to work, and so most of my sewing machines are still new in the box. I just haven't taken them out. They're years old, but they just haven't been taken out. There's another calyx little section right there. As you can see, I have all these little holes here. I have some PVC connectors so that I can make things out of PVC. I've got a bunch of fold over elastic down here for diaper making. I have a bunch of touch tape, which is essentially an off-brand of Velcro down here for diaper making again. Okay, let's move over here. Some of these are just empty because they haven't been filled up yet. Okay, embroidery supplies right here. I haven't decided whether I'm keeping my embroidery machine or not. It was very expensive and I haven't used it very much, but I also haven't had time. So I'm kind of up in the air on whether I'm going to sell my embroidery machine or not. The verdict is still out because serial crafters, you know, we got to have a bunch of different hobbies and crafts to do. There's more Velcro here, touch tape actually. And then here is my awesome 15 needle embroidery machine that I absolutely love. Like I said, I got to figure out if I'm going to get my money's worth out of it. You know, if it's just going to be a hobby and something to do for fun, that's a lot of money to spend on something that's just a hobby, something to do for every once in a while for fun. So I'm still up in the air on whether I want to sell it or whether I want to keep it. And then my Juki down here, that's my Juki. It's not an industrial machine, but it's like a little bit more heavy duty for like bag making and stuff like that. And then I also have a brother around here somewhere that's still in the box that I'm going to be taking out. That is a little bit more heavy duty also. I don't know where that one is right now. I guess I will run across it at some point. It's probably in a corner somewhere. All right, let's keep moving. These are things that I brought home from my classroom. I just cleared out my classroom today and brought home. I'm moving to a new school and I'm moving from a classroom to an office. I will not be teaching next year. I will be supervising. And so I don't get a big, nice classroom. So I had to bring home all of my stuff. And so I got some stuff, and I also bought some stuff from Dollar Tree to help with the organizing. This is my hope chest that my grandfather made for me when I was younger, that I still have. My piano that I've had since I was 5 years old, that my mom gifted me when I graduated from college. These are 3 Alex drawer units that were on sale for 99 bucks last week. They're normally like $190, and so I couldn't pass up that. So I'm going to probably set these up as like drawers and table sections. I also got some more Trofast systems. As you can see, the little drawers that I'm going to plan on putting in. There's the drawers and some other little knickknacks and things that I'm going to put together with. There's the frames. All right, so those haven't even been put together yet. All right, let's move over to let's see. All right, so this, as of right now, again, excuse my mess, as of right now, let me turn on the light, is the my filming area. So this is the desk of a serial crafter and aka ADHD person. Okay, everything's out, right? Nothing gets put away because out of sight, out of mind. But there's my computer, my camera, my lights, my second monitor, my iPads are over here. And this, I mean, I use this, several times a week. So this is like an area that I go to a lot, and this is a well-used area. It is a mess, but you know what? We're just gonna have to clean it up. That's all we can do. This is my yarn collection, and I have it separated by weight and somewhat by color, but I'm going to try to do some destashing and make some videos on that and find out some projects to do, because I don't think I'm going to continue to buy yarn and just to make stuff. I might buy like just enough for one project, but as far as this yarn hoarding and collecting, it's got to stop. And so I can't keep buying yarn if I don't use it. And so those are my little bobbin holders for my C to C, my corner to corner, when I do those Afghans. So as you can see, I've got this sock weight, then I've got weight 4, which is like a worsted, and then weight 5, which is a bulky all the way down, and I've got a couple of weight 6s down here. And then I got some accessories down there and a couple empty. I've got some books and then an empty. And so basically that's my whole, my whole yarn stash. So as you can see, each one of these doors has, I made my own little X, like my own little X divider here with boxes. It's just, it's just what we do, right? So anyway, so that's my yarn collection. There's a desk over here that's just basically just a desk that's collecting a bunch of crap. This is my treadmill that I got with the sale of the house. That was part of our negotiations, that I really wanted it, and I don't think she wanted to move it, so she basically, gave it to us with the sale of the house. It has never been used. So the plan for this room is I'm going to move this area out, and I'm going to move it to the next room that I haven't showed you yet. And so my filming area will be just its own room where my son has moved out, and I'm about to take over his room. And then this room is just going to become workout over here, workout area. And then this area is just going to be for crocheting and knitting. Since the yarn is already here, and I'm just going to put like a love seat and maybe a recliner right here. And so this is just going to be like crochet and knit and workout and exercise. And so that's what this room is going to turn into. All right. This is more just like papers. A lot of these are actually empty, so I've got lots of space. I just got to put everything into the little bins and boxes and put everything away and hide it. All right, now you know why the channel is called Serial Crafting, right? On to the last little area. So again, my son just recently moved out because he's grown now and graduated from high school, and so anyway, we've moved some of this is, again, most of the stuff that came from my classroom, the extra stuff that came from my classroom, the storage shelves and all that. So it's kind of sitting here just waiting on me to set it all up. This area is what's going to turn into the new filming area. And so I'm going to film in here. And I'll probably, there's a recliner right there. I'll probably just take that recliner and put it into the other room for my yarning, my crocheting, and maybe a little knitting. So that's what this area is going to be. And if I do my tutorials and my teaching videos, they will be up on I will put a whiteboard or whatever up here, or a projector, and do my teaching stuff there. And the giant closet in here that is awesome is this is going to be, I'm just going to put like my lighting equipment, my audio visual equipment, and whatever other overflow is going to be in here. And I might use other things, since it's so big. I might use it for other things if I need to store other stuff. So this is all awesome closet back here. And then there's a bathroom. So hello. So that way I won't have to run upstairs every time I have to use the bathroom. And so basically I have my whole, my whole area. So I've got the whole basement that my husband says, as long as my crap doesn't start overloading up the stairs, like overflowing up into the stairs, he does not care what I do down here. And so he's just shoved everything down here for me and let me have free reign of it. And so we have been here for almost 2 years, and I still haven't set it all up the way I want to. But, job gets in the way. So stay tuned. This is all the before stuff, and I probably will not even post the before stuff until I get to the after stuff, because that will be my motivator, is that I'm going to, move a bunch of stuff around and just get it all straightened out. It's a little overwhelming right now, but I have a plan in my head, and so I'm feeling pretty good about it. And I know that I just have to spend, a couple hours every day just doing it and getting it all set up the right way. So stay tuned. If you've got other ideas, or if you've got, comments, you can go ahead and comment about me being a hoarder, and you can go ahead and comment about me being a mess and how this gives you anxiety, and that's totally cool too, because this is my house and this is my stuff. So if it gives you anxiety, just be glad it's not yours. So hopefully this will turn into, like, my place of zen. But right now it's like the horror house of of crafting. It's got a little bit of organization in little places and pockets, and then in between everything else is just shit everywhere. So hopefully we'll be able to get this all cleared up and cleaned up, and I'm pretty excited. So stay tuned and go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell, so that when we do put up the after, that you'll be able to be notified and you'll be able to see the update. I can't wait. All right, stay tuned. Thanks for watching.